looking across a question. How many of y'all have come up with some new ideas and thoughts in the last couple of days? And what have y'all done about it? Laughed it off or brushed it aside without giving it a second thought? Let me ask you another question. I can't help myself, I'm a trainer. How many times have you all seen a startup and said to yourself, oh, this idea had crossed my mind too? And what's the difference here? The other person took up that idea, planned, strategized, implemented, and innovated. And what do most of us do? Nothing. So today, my talk idea is everything begins with an idea. Even if I had thought that my idea was too small or had brushed it aside without giving it a second thought, I would not be standing on this platform talking to you all about my journey from 2 students to 150 students across 40 countries. Moving from the corporate world, due to motherhood, I decided to choose a job with flexible working hours. I became an English trainer in an English-speaking institute. A regular day, a new batch. I walk into class and I see sitting before me 2 French women. We exchanged smiles for almost half an hour. Not that we were being courteous or kind, the reason being that they did not know a word of English and I didn't know a word of French. As they were the first 2 expat women in any center across Pune, the institute did not have any curriculum or syllabus to give me. Now lay before me 2 options. Either I gave up the batch and backed out, or I planned and strategized different ideas to take this batch forward. And I chose the later. And slowly, this batch from 2 expat women moved to 14 expat women, the highest in any center across Pune. Now, what happened here was the idea had started to create in my mind. The seed of an idea was implanted in my mind. But what did I do about it? At that point of time, I brushed it aside. However, as I was expecting my second child, due to health issues, I had to give up my job. Now, that idea, which had already started emerging in my brain, started to emerge again. The seed started to develop. It started to grow. I knew it was time for me to put my idea into action. I wanted to plan. I started planning. I started strategizing. I knew I wanted to start my English language classes for expat women who left their home countries and families behind to come along with their husbands and were struggling to communicate. So I guess you can say I used my pre- and post-delivery very effectively. I planned, and I knew that I was ready to implement. What's the next stage for an idea? It is to share the idea. So I started spreading across my idea. I came up with my first students, and I started with my first batch. I started being approached with women from different nationalities, and I started planning as per their levels and difficulties in communication. And I was pretty content and happy. Until one day, a student broke down in class, only for me to realize that was it only communication which was a barrier in adaptation to a foreign nation? And what was my goal? Where did I want to take my idea? How far did I want to take my idea? That is the time when I started thinking. Did I only wanted to be an English trainer? And the answer was no. I wanted to be their friend. I wanted to be their mentor. I wanted to give them a hand to make their journey easier in a foreign nation. And most importantly, I wanted them to see and comprehend the culture of my country. I wanted them to immerse into the diverse culture of my country. See and experience the side of India which they had only heard of. Idea is a spark that ignites creativity, innovation, and change. And it was time for me to bring that change. And it was time for me to change. So I came up with innovative ideas. I came up with innovative ideas to get women from different nationalities together by organizing food trips, potlucks. I took them from a train journey, made them travel in a local train to Mumbai. Sari parties, desi nights, and experiencing and celebrating the festivals of our country that I enjoy so much. Every idea paves way to 100 more new ideas. And what better way to know the culture of any country than to learn the national language of the country? And I started with my Hindi classes. Suggestions, feedbacks, triggers, many more new ideas and possibilities. I thought, is it only women who struggle with cultural adaptation? What about men and children? So I started having tie-ups with corporates. And today, my class encompasses not only women, but also men and children. And my journey from an English language trainer to a cultural trainer to a Hindi trainer is to be continued, ... Today, I have 150 friends, not students, friends, who have taken a part of my culture in their hearts and minds, and who in turn have opened my mind to their culture and traditions. And together, we have narrowed down our global boundaries. So that comes to the question, what is an idea? An idea is a seed which needs to be nurtured, developed, put in the right direction with the right strategy and innovation. But sometimes a plant withers. And what do? Take the pot and throw it away? No. We keep watering it, we put fresh seeds, we change the soil. No journey is without failures and roadblocks. My journey wasn't as smooth sailing as it sounded. There were times when I hardly had any students and no idea how I would move forward. There were times when I didn't know what I was going to do in my class the next day. I used to be totally blanked out. Plus, I was juggling between 2 toddlers, home and work, as my husband used to travel a lot. So what kept me rooted? What kept me rooted was my passion and belief in my idea and myself. And I strived much harder. Let me tell you, today also, as I'm standing here talking on this platform, many more new ideas have started popping up in my mind to optimize my journey to the new level. Okay. So let's raise your hands. How many of you all in your youth have acted upon an idea? Me for one, because I was a very naughty child. Jumped over the wall, played mischief in a class, played mischief with a friend, or sneaked out at nights. I think I've done it all. When we are young, our minds are curious. We don't think before implementing any idea. But over the years, we start thinking. We start thinking before sharing ideas and before implementing it. So let's open our minds. Let's create ideas. If there is a problem, let's find solutions for it. Remember, this is the start of the journey and not the end. If Mark Zuckerberg had not started with this small project with his 4 friends, would he have become an internet phenomena that he is today? Did he have any idea that he would become so successful? It just goes to show that what hard work can accomplish. So, and everything begins with an idea. So how many of you all have heard or seen Shark Tank? And those who haven't, Shark Tank is a platform or a forum where young entrepreneurs, young or old, I would say, entrepreneurs pitch their product to investors for funding. In my opinion, they pitch their ideas. They pitch their innovation. They pitch their passion. They pitch their planning and strategy. They pitch their conviction in their ideas. They pitch the fact that they did not brush off their idea or did not laugh it off, but moved in that direction. There are rejections, of course, but there are acceptances too. There are failures, but there are success stories too. So I'll end today by saying that no idea is big or small. No idea is big or small until you implement it. Don't restrain your thoughts. Open up your mind. Let your ideas run through it and move towards that direction. You may fall, you may make mistakes, but you won't know unless you have tried. I'll leave you all with a quote by Walt Disney, whose small little idea changed the world of animation. The way to get started is to quit talking and to start doing. Thank you.